Hey, welcome back to turn 20 now of heavy hitters. We're pretty much continuing as before. Amazingly, we didn't have any casualties last turn. I doubt that's going to keep happening. We're finally getting some more rounds down here at the front of Titan's push. He is moving things further up. He's still pushing these guys out this way, but they're getting smacked up a little bit. The mortars this turn should be running away again, getting back to the Jeep, getting some more ammo. HQ Greyhound is still shooting. The Jackson does actually have line of sight to the top of the hill here, where we might see the Panzer IV at least has pushed forward, so we might see some stuff up there. I think it's out of visual range though, so even though it can see it, because it is, if we go down to ground level, actually quite snowy. It can't see very far, so not very intuitive how that works, so we'll see. The Hellcat's in position though, and we just heard them there. The Shermans with the mortars are going to be setting themselves up around here where they're in defilade and they can cover this field. And there's not a lot else to it. We're going to see... I think the only real flashpoint we can expect is if Titan pushes some troops into the sunken road. But I think the troops he sent down there all got mortared to death, so who knows. If he does push them in, they're going to have a hell of a welcome. There's a machine gun Jeep, a Greyhound, yes, can we have some canister please, and assorted infantry hanging around down there. So, and ooh, that Jeep has mortars in it, doesn't it? Duh. Let's get that up and running again. Yeah, so yes, there we go. Let's press go and just see what we get here. Yeah, there we go. There's some German pixel dropping in a sunken road there. And it looks like there might be... Yeah, look, they're running back across the kill zone. That's entertaining. Can we see them? No, not really. So that's probably a good indication that we've done some damage up there. Very interesting. That sound there is the MG fire, the 50 cal on the Hellcat, I think. Looks like it's probably shooting at those pixel trip, and there goes a Panther into the sunken lane. That could potentially cause problems. I regret not having any bazookas. So yeah. No casualties again. Interesting. Let's see. What did we get over here on the left? These guys, I think, pushed up a bit. There goes that platoon heading back this way. That looks like a full squad, maybe -1. Same about there. That's the HQ unit. Very interesting. I thought these guys moved forward, or are they? Ah, they're crawling up. Okay. That's heart like a fire team. Oh, maybe we've done less damage up there than we thought, but at the same time, that'll do. And, oh, did we just... Oh no, he went prone. I thought we nailed that guy. Ah. Hey, going prone in the middle of the field. How could that go wrong? So they've run up and they've come back down. Let's see. Now, so the Panzer IV is coming back and the King Tiger's going up. And it's turned off the face that way. Very interesting. What's seeing it? Yeah, just that team there. So unfortunately the Jackson sort of understands that it's there. Not really. Okay, let's see. We were trying to mortar these guys because they are probably eyeballing the Jackson, or potentially eyeballing the Jackson. I don't think we really get our eye in, but that's okay. This Greyhound is now out on the flank here. It's in defilade again from the tanks on the hill, but it can cover the front of the slope. This is like where I'm attacking in my attack. You can cover the slope going up towards the front of the first house there. Let's just do a quick check, see if these guys pushed up. They might have done. I think we saw another contact up there. Oh, they stayed there. This is an MG team? Yes, this MG team is running across the open. I am trying to keep my actual riflemen and stuff, even though they can see quite a lot of targets. I'm trying to keep them under wraps for as long as possible to make sure I get as much firepower out of them when it matters, which is when the infantry is close and they're going to be maximum effect to get them to deliver that pain and that damage before they get shut down by the tanks. Because all this stuff, Titan can potentially do exactly what I've been doing in my attack, which is just sit here with the tanks and say, okay, that building's going to blow up, that one, and that one, and that one, and that one, and just consistently blow the crap out of everything. So, right, let's see what happened on the left. Let's look at it from Titan's point of view. So this Panther moves up. Okay, there's now three teams in that half track, and it looks like he might be changing tack a little bit here. Might be running off towards the ooh, you guys have a radio, you better die. Might be really going for that sunken road because, you know, he's popped up here and it hurts, so we're going to go somewhere else. That's another MG team. Some infantry down there, and ooh, is that another half track I see? I believe it is. Okay. An MG in it, at least. Maybe an MG in a HQ unit. That's not a ghillie suit, that's a bush clipping through the side. That's an interesting one. Have you ever seen what a Greyhound does to a half track? It's messy. Whether I can actually get the Greyhound out of this area somewhere where it can shoot the thing is well, that's different. Let's see, that's those guys running back. Might just be the two of them, so we might have really nailed quite a few Germans in that little hidey hole there. Yeah, let's check what we get actually in the sunken road, so that's the interesting part here. That's a HQ element pushing up. Panther is coming. And that's another headquarters group. And oh yes. There's the well, first of all, let's see what that is. That's some tracer fire from the Hellcat on these guys. But not as much as I like. I don't think it actually manages to get anybody. Oh, maybe? No. Gutted. But it's driven them off at least. Let's get back to what we were doing and check the check this is a sunken road. Oh, so that's actually the Greyhound. That's interesting. There's the Panther. Yeah, those guys have seen what's going on up there and they've had enough. That's generic rifleman. Those guys are pushing across. Ooh, yeah, sucks to be you guys. They're getting shut up by everybody. Though we might need to. That Jeep, that's a pretty terrible decision by Mr. Jeep there. Yeah, you need to not run away. You need to, you know. Because if you go up here, mate, you're gonna get wasted. So, you know, you don't want to go up there. Sort that out. So, an alternative thing, let's quickly just go over other things, what are happening. The Shermans are still taking their sweet time. Yeah, the mortars of these mortars are falling back to the or the right hand one is falling back to the mortar jeep to get more ammo. Yeah, okay. What's going to be interesting here is whether, well, those guys might just be running away, whether Titan is actually going to push down here. Which he could potentially do without too much trouble. Depends a lot on whether he decides that it's not, whether it's worth attacking this way or not. Which he might do. You know, it might be worth attacking that way because there's not a lot of stuff there, but he doesn't know that. It's that Panther. Do we need to worry about... No, there is like no line of sight there because of the trees. No, yeah, we may need to sneak that, or we're not going to be able to see down that slope from the woods. These guys are going to turn out to be quite important here if Titan decides to push this way. I'm trying to work out whether he's going to be able to see the Hellcat. That's about online with the Hellcat, isn't it? Just because the Hellcat can't see it. You know, what with the Panther is lower down, so in theory it might be able to see the Hellcat through the bottoms of the trees, if that makes sense. It's just concealed there, it's not in any kind of hard cover. Can I afford to lose the Hellcat? Probably not. Does he know it's there? Potentially. He potentially does know it's there. These guys, this MG team here, which is now pinned, when they got up here and the Hellcat started shooting at them, they said, I'm not going to mangle the pronunciation. Can't even manage that. But they did say like the German word for vehicle, like Fahrzeug or whatever. Told you I'd butcher it. So part of the question there is, have they seen the Hellcat? Does that mean that Titan now knows there's a Hellcat there? And has he seen it before because it's been shooting things up? Which would bring us into the, you know, is he trying to angle onto it from here? Well, maybe. I don't want that, so maybe it is time to move the Hellcat. It's only been there for a little while and it's in a nice little position, but is it worth the risk? Closely followed by, is it would it be riskier to move it? Well, first of all, let's get rid of that stupid thing's orders there. When you get there, you're going to pause, and you're going to pause indefinitely. Because I do not want you running away out into the open, you stupid little pixel truck. Hopefully we can nubble those guys.
Hold your fire.
Of course, our this AT gun team is actually doing quite well, despite not having their AT gun. That's actually pretty funny. Actually, no, then they are not going to be safe from that Panther there. They probably actually are better off staying where they are. Is it going to be a good idea to move that or not? Well, the area that it's covering is going to be covered by these Shermans in a little bit, so I don't necessarily have to worry too much about that. That could free up the Hellcat to go a little hunter-killer, but how I'm going to angle onto that Panther as it moves up, I don't know. I don't think that's something I really want to try. That Jeep is right next to the Panther. You can't see anything though, apparently. That's, yeah, a little worrying. Right. I'm going to carry on thinking about that Hellcat. Should be able to shift target for the MG there. Can't see into the sunken lane though. Let's just clear target and let it engage whatever the hell it wants to engage. Good old HQ half-track. Greyhound. These guys do look like they've stopped, don't they? Right, there you are. So let's start putting some fire out that way. You better shoot those guys up. Let's see if medics everybody up there, but the MG is permanently out of action. Those guys should get some more ammo in the next turn. Those guys can just stop firing. My worry here is that he's going to just drive this Panther in here and park it down the end of the sunken road, and all this stuff is just going to die, and I'm not going to be able to do anything about it. I'm not going to be able to run away. Why didn't I move the goddamn Jackson? But hey ho. I'm pretty sure that he's suffering much more than I am here. Let's be realistic about that. Where can I get eyes on that Panther? It's, you know, it is off on the flank, and it's in that little bit of dead ground, and it's a pain in the ass, but I think we're just going to have to leave it. I'm not happy, but I think the best thing to do is to leave the Hellcat there. Is there anywhere we can set it up in ambush? This angle's covered by 2 Panthers, so we don't want that. Over here, again, 2 Panthers. And when we start getting further back, yeah. Ideally, I'd kind of want it maybe in the middle of the village. Somewhere like that, but then engaging the Panther at range isn't something I particularly want to get involved in doing. There are some juicy angles. Decisions. Yeah, I think we need to not particularly worry about that. These guys, yes. We need to acquire mortar ammunition. Need to get out. And reoccupy that place. You are not doing anything, but I suppose you're sort of a reserve, so we'll keep you up our sleeve. You've got your orders. The Jackson is dealing with that mess. Yeah. Things up here are going to get interesting. That's for sure. I'm not thinking of a way I'm going to be able to smack his tanks around, but we'll see. I'm still kind of worrying about that. Because it can't see anything that way at all. It can't see through the forest, or, well, orchard, whatever that is, at all. Potentially we could shuffle it this way, and then it would be covering the field. But it just worries me that he might be able to see underneath the trees. Like these guys on the ground floor here, they can see, you know, out here pretty well. So let's not do that. You just shoot whatever you like, guys. Let's play it safe. All the times that I haven't played it safe and I thought that wouldn't happen in this game, the game has turned around and gone, ha! And crapped all over me. So, yeah, let's get back to there. And then we can always push it back up into that position if we need to. That area is going to be covered by the Shermans. Yeah, I think we should be good. Let's just press go. And hope that the Panther doesn't spot us through the wood because we're moving. Okay, we're now on the turn 20 of the attack for heavy hitters. What did we see last turn? Well, I've just remembered that we saw some foxholes down here, didn't we? And I forgot to shoot them. Must rectify that. We extricated our guys from this place here where they got shut up. The half-track driver got domed. He is now a ammo cache, basically. These guys, this half of the team, have gotten into the front here, behind this wall, where they are completely exposed to the church, but they're not being shot at, so we're going to shoot back first. They're going to be joined by their buddies in a little bit. And general shootingness of everything, that's about it, I think. We did see this mortar team running across the open here, and we shot one of them, the guys in the top of the building here, building 1. Got one with the 42, and they've got the 42 gunner is still aiming, so we'll see if we can get somebody else. That contact there has dropped down out of sight. Yeah, let's just press go. There's not a lot of complicated anything going on here. We're basically walking forward playing whack-a-mole. Or pushing forward playing whack-a-mole is probably a better way to put it. You hear all of that ludicrous amount of MG fire going out all over the place. Ooh. What's happened there? Is potentially 81mm mortars. That was a mortar team there that was firing in this direction. I'm not sure what it can see or things, but that half track is definitely getting shut up. which is, of course, fantastic news because, you know, we're going to be able to find out who was shooting it, follow the tracers back, and then we've got another target. So no action over here. I'm expecting these guys to get away with it. Yeah, looks like it. Yeah, down into sunken lane. We're getting some mortars and some fire on this halfback soon. Boom, 81mm mortar. And a ping! Right, where did that ping come from? Straight in front? Boom. That house there. Yeah. So let's draw some lines here from the front of the half track, and we keep seeing a hole in the fence, or it hitting the fence rather. Yep, there. This house. What have I got that can shoot at that house? Not a lot, I don't think. Good job we managed to move the guys into the building, because that place is getting a bit mortared right now. They're a bit suppressed. That's not a big deal. This house, this house, this house, this house. We're doing this the wrong way around. Where are we? Here. That's a D tree. And let's check if that's stuck and see. Probably a bit unlikely. That might be a bit of a pain in the arse position to deal with, but that's something to check. Alternatively, you know, we're still going to be able to, if we push forces, the like the assault troops for the church, into this building, and then push them through here to attack the church, that's going to leave this area. So if you see here, they're screened off from that offending building there. So, you know, that is to some extent a problem to deal with later. We should hear some mortar thunking here. But I also want to see if any of the MG fire is making it this way. Yes, it is. Excellent. There's a mortar thunk. Doesn't seem to be bothering the mortar team, isn't this fire? But we'll keep it up. And pipe me now. Oh, hello. I believe that was a mortar round of some description. One of mine. I missed it. Yeah, Swing and a miss. Yeah, one of the issues with all this snow is that it doesn't create a big cloud of dust when it gets blown up, because it's all frozen. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else we need to see there. Let's check out. That's the house. We can sort of see it. What about this MG team? Can they see anything? Yeah, there it's a reverse slope. No aim point kind of deal, but we can shoot up that area there. We'll get some overshoots. And yeah, let's go have a look at the church. A bit risky, but we can send a team out to go have a look. And that way at least we can find out if let's shoot up that house as well. At least that way we're going to be able to find out if we're being over optimistic. You know, time is getting on a little bit. Oh yeah, you're the guys doing that, aren't you? Put some holes in that building. And let's... that's why we weren't shooting at that. Actually, yeah, let's pop this panther down here, actually. Yes, then we can shoot at that house. That will do. One of the issues here is that I'm kind of getting a little bit far away. I mean, there's still at the back that is, in theory, able to cover it. Can't see that far because of the weather. If we come out here and we are side on to what's over here, nothing, because we're hull down, and that's very nice. And the frontal armour is, well, to the front, so... Let's just check, just in case this is actually an AT gun. Whether that's going to be able to get an angle. I don't think so. Or not a better angle than it has right now. That's not going to be able to see anything. Nope. Nope. All this is down reverse slope from it, doesn't matter. Nope. 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 Potentially, but we should have probably spotted anything that's there. Okay. That'll do. I have I've got those mortars landing around the building, so we'll see what happens on that particular front. Of course, we'll keep all that suppressed completely. Right then. And if that does work, we can. But let's just bum rush some these half tracks up there. It could be interesting here. Actually, we're going to see with this half track what the guy actually does, because I'm not sure how much ammunition he has. I think he's got, I think the 792 AP, yeah, that's the ammo for it. Yeah. He's got like 1,000 rounds still. I was wondering, I was kind of worrying a little bit about running out of ammo, but probably don't need to worry that much. Cool, and let's get that, this half track with the MG teams ready, so they can just bum rush up, and we can stick them in the church if we get a foothold up there. Cool, so these guys going to have a look at church are just going to do what we did with the last house, which is we're going to walk up under as, you know, in as safe a way as we can, and we're going to stack up on the door, basically, as much as I hate the idea of stacking up, and we're just going to have a look inside before we go in. That house there needs holes in it. Oh yeah, we're machine gunning it. That's cool. Oh, you guys are all dead. But yeah. Yep. Those guys are dead. Let's get this MG team. Oh, they actually picked up the machine gun. That's excellent. Get them over there so we can medic that one last guy. He is carrying about 680 rounds, so he's not very fast than anything. We'll stick him in there. We can just leave him inside that, and we could actually move that half track up first because it's a slightly more expendable team. Right. Cool. Let's press go and see what we get.